Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. So today we're going to talk about this interesting little thread I found on the forums, which is about which mob is the bane of your character's existence. So basically asking what monsters in DDO are the most annoying to you. So I guess I have to say generally for me, the only mobs I find super annoying are ones that basically impact my actual character's ability to do things in real time. So, like for example, like being slowed is really annoying. Really, the only exception to that is rust monsters and oozes, which I find annoying on melees, but not like my wizard, which I've been playing a lot more lately. Not annoying because I can just blast it with a spell, but with a melee, you gotta have a certain weapon that's immune to rust damage and or ooze damage. It's just annoying. You have to have an Everbright weapon or just a spare weapon that you're willing to just destroy, which is generally what I do because there's not too many good choices as far as rust monster and ooze beaters in the game, especially when it comes to like the end part of the game. But in any case, let's kind of go through here and see what people have to say. So this first person says Medusas, which are it can be annoying. I feel like they're a bit of a noob killer though, because what you just have to realize that when they're doing their gaze attack, you just need to jump around and move a lot and strafe and stuff, and try to stay behind them. And you generally shouldn't get hit by it if you're just aware of it, even on a melee. Just run around constantly. And don't stand still. That's when you'll get turned to stone, but don't do that. So annoying, I can see them being annoying. For me, there's a lot more annoying monsters, but certainly it's definitely an attack you got to be wary of. But I kind of like attacks like that in the game. There's also the golems in Sharn that knock you over, that do their little rolling attack. I kind of like certain mechanics like that because it requires you to actually do things in real time, and DDO is a real time combat game. So things that make you have to move around or be mindful instead of just standing there and swinging your weapon are things I like generally. But there are some exceptions. But um, I think the next person here also said rust monsters, which I already talked about. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's annoying on melees and not annoying on a caster. I feel like melees have a lot more situations like that than casters in this game. Certainly, there are some mobs that are specifically annoying to casters and not melees, but I feel like there's a lot more instances where melees get annoyed by certain mobs that affect them a lot more than casters are ranged. Okay, this next person said ogres. And yes, some ogres at the beginning of the game, especially, can hit really hard. So you have to be wary of those, especially if you're on a squishy caster. But I mean, honestly, you can get destroyed by ogres on a melee as well, early game especially. They can hit quite hard. So I can see that. Though with any kind of fleshy mob like that, it's typically not too bad just because they're generally prone to everything. Like you can, like an ogre or something is going to have higher fort saves, but generally you can hit them with something like like something that's like a will save or a reflex save or something, which they're probably weaker to. So there's probably some way to get around with fleshies, and you can always insta them because they're fleshy. So they're not, to me, ogres not really that annoying, but yeah, definitely you have to be aware of them in certain situations. This next person says the lag monster, which yes, the lag monster has been particularly deadly lately, especially the last like week or so. The lag has been bad. It has not been good. They actually did a patch, yesterday or the day before to try to fix it. I'm not sure if it's really done much better, but I didn't play yesterday. I played a bunch the day before that, before the patch. So maybe, I'll probably play today, and if I play today, I'll maybe get an opinion on that. But yeah, but the lag has been really bad, and it's definitely the most deadly monster on hardcore, especially like the lag. That's another reason I didn't really want to play hardcore is because like, what if you get up to level 25 and then all of a sudden you hit a lag spike and you die even though you're running a quest on hard? It's just like, ugh. This next person said beholders. Yeah, beholders are. I don't know if they're annoying. I kind of like the mechanic of beholders because you kind of have to sneak up on them, get around their anti-magic field. I think they're interesting and they're classic monsters. So I don't really find them annoying so much as I find them threatening. And there is a difference between a monster being annoying and being threatening and requiring some thought, which I do like. Okay, let's see. This person says ogres and says giants. Okay, giants. I don't know. I don't. I kind of like fighting giants actually because it's just satisfying to kill something that big in the game. Um, Giants also are weak to certain things. Of course, they have really good fort saves generally, so you might not be able to like finger of death them and stuff. And I know some casters like to kind of go around and kind of just finger to death everything. So that might be something that may be annoying. They also do tend to have a lot of hit points. So yeah, I can kind of see giants, although they're still a fleshy mob. And if you're talking about frost giants and things, they're weak to fire. So a lot of them do even have weaknesses like that. So where you can get purple numbers. So let's see. The next person says wraiths and the like. Yeah, they can be annoying, particularly if you happen to get caught off guard on a melee without a coast touch weapon. But if once you have that, they're okay. Next person says bats or books because they're hard to shoot, which is true. I mean, I know when you run the quest like just business, for example, there's all those bats when you get to that stair section kind of in the middle of the quest. They are really annoying. I wish they would make those easier to hit. They're just so hard to hit and they kind of scatter everywhere. This next person says phase spiders and any other mob that phases in and out. I don't really find them annoying personally. I find the shadows like in Old Baba's Hut more annoying just because they cause lag, things like that. It seems like phasing things cause lag. I don't know if that's just my experience, if that's actually true. Again, I'm not a developer. That's just an observation. But I'm waiting on things to come back so you can hit them. I don't really care. I guess if you're really into like really zerging stuff, I can see why you'd find that annoying if you want to just get through the quest as fast as possible. And if there's a section where something's phasing in and out and you got to kill it in order to open the door in advance, yeah, that can be annoying. Next person says Cleric hounds. Okay. More oozes. Yeah, slashing spect. This person says oozes because they're slashing spect and they can split. Yeah, that can be annoying. This person says on my cleric, anything that quells. Things that do that, things that intercess you, are really rare in the game. They just they aren't around that often. So I don't really find them annoying just because they're very rare. I mean, I know there's some in Necro 4 that will intercess you, and there's also ways to. I believe there's some items. I think there's an item from what Mark of Death. I think that cures you from prevents intercession. I might be getting that wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking there's are some items that prevent you from that. Okay, this person says liches, dogs. I guess because certain dogs can trip you, which can be annoying for sure. Just because, especially when it comes to tripping, because there's not really much you can do once you're tripped. I mean, the balance skill doesn't really do much. It's supposed to make you get up faster, but if you're tripped, you're kind of just screwed. I mean, you can use like a Harper pen or something, but yeah, getting tripped is really, really bad in this game. It's really annoying. There's not a whole lot you can do once you get tripped, or even to make the process faster, honestly. Person says on a DPS Sork, evasion mobs with high reflex saves, which makes sense because your spells are going to be hitting for half damage. This person says Wizard PM Golems. Yeah, Golems are an interesting one because they are one of the few mobs I think that is more annoying for casters than for melees because they are so magic resistant. So yeah, that's really annoying. I think they have what, like 50% magic absorption for all elements just inherently, something like that. Yeah, don't quote me. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. But they are really resistant to elemental magic in any case. Person says beholders. I've already talked about them. Bats, energy draining. Yeah, that's annoying. Losing levels as well is really annoying. Everything. This person says everything else on a melee. Everything that knows automatically where I am, where I was, where I will be. So just getting detected. Yeah, that's annoying if you're playing like a rogue or something. Death warded undead enemies. It's a load of bleep, in my opinion. Yeah, that's one of the design things where it's like it's one of the failings of DC having DC casting in the game. It's hard because it's either like when you design certain mobs, it makes it hard, I think, at high difficulties, like really, really high difficulties, because if you death ward something, you take away like all those DC abilities. But if you don't death ward it, you make it so that once people get the appropriate DC, they can just easily insta kill everything. So I see why they have some things death warded in game, although it's definitely a really, really tough thing to balance for them. I would for sure. DC casting just is a balance nightmare. Let's see, other chain CC mobs. Yeah, one thing I actually didn't mention that really annoys me as well is I don't know if I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but the Shatar Kai are really annoying in game, like super annoying, because it slows my character. I know you can avoid them, so I'm kind of contradicting myself when I said early in the video that I like mobs that have interesting mechanics that make you play in different ways when it comes to playing in real time and Twitch, moving around and stuff. But at the same time, it's like an attack specifically that slows your attack. It's just really annoying. And yeah, maybe that would be an exception to that. Like it's kind of infuriating to have your character just slow to a crawl. It's super annoying. Okay, any mob that dispels magic, yeah, that is annoying because you can definitely buff a lot and then get dispelled. One of the reasons it's important to also have not just rely on the death ward spell, to have a death block item so it can't get dispelled by a beholder and then you get zapped. So yeah. Let's see. I think we're getting. Oh, someone says mimics. The Mimic Hunt is active right now, and I would say that I do think the mimics are probably a little bit too strong for where they should be. I mean, they're not like super deadly, but if you're running like, they are threatening. And if we're talking just a event for fun, I don't really think they should be threatening at all. I feel like for the Mimic event, they should kind of be pushovers since it's just an event for fun. So this person says Memphis. Really? That kind of surprises me because they tend to be pretty weak mobs. It says they're neutral, so no good alignment stuff works on them. Okay, I can see that. Else. Beholders, scorpions. Person says any animal with the knockdown ability. Yeah, I have already talked about that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about, let's see, there's one more page. Yeah, that's going to be it for the thread. So yeah, guys, comment below and let me know what you think are the most annoying enemies to fight or the bane of your character's existence. I would be interested in reading that. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Have a good one and take care.